every time I restart the app, it appears. So these are your 3 different feed options now. So your feed, which is algorithm based, what we're used to seeing these days. Your favorites here. Now this is, I posted on social media into our workplace group about this change over the weekend. And this is where you can add and pick and choose your sphere here. So if you want to set up your favorites, you can select whomever you want to see in this thread. So past clients, present clients, family, whatever, it definitely cuts out the noise there. I'm going to back out of that. And then I'm going to show you recent. So when Facebook's first launched, it was a chronological feed. And over time, the algorithm got more and more robust. And that is what is now your feed, is this algorithm based. And not everyone loved that. So they brought back the recents, and that is in chronological order, which I love. You're not going to be served the same photo 18 times. You're not going to get on Facebook and see the same thing over and over and over. So love that. I'm going to hit the home button at the bottom left there. Actually, yeah, sorry. I'm actually going to go to the top and hit your feed because I'm not used to this. So back to the normal algorithm. At the top above the stories here, see I'm swiping the stories left to right. Above that says stories, reels, and rooms. So now we can access reels right from here. And you can click on, forgive me, I don't know what I'm going to click on. So I'm going to click on this, and it can go up and down. It's not left and right. It's very TikTok, law that Instagram Reels in format. And then the other option up here is the rooms. So this is Facebook's take on Zoom. So you can create private, you can adjust the privacy settings on this. It can be very private. You can share the link into your regular feed. You can share it into a group. You can email the link and people can jump on a chat with you. I've read the positives and negatives on it. Let me find my notes here. I kind of back up just a little bit. So you can invite up to 49 people, so 50 people, including yourself. And this feature is also available in Workplace. I don't know if anyone has seen it in Workplace or used it, but it is available there. So that is it on Facebook. I'm going to go over to Instagram now, kind of show you basically the same changes, but on Instagram. So at the top left, you see the word Instagram above the stories. You click on that and you click on following. So that's going to be that chronological feed that we were used to about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, maybe. That's going to be everything in order according to time. And then you can click on Instagram at the top again, and you can select favorites. So this would be all of your favorites. To adjust or to select your favorites, you see that 3, they call it a hamburger in the top right corner. Click on that, and then you can add and remove from there. So that'll be a feed just for the people you want to follow, your sphere. I would look for Instagram to start to maybe add stories into this eventually. I think that'd be really, really nice to be able to cut through the algorithm and speak to people just in your sphere and stories here. And that is it as far as the changes on Instagram that have been in the past couple of weeks. Does anyone have any questions? And those will pop up right there.
Yeah, just type them in.
Okay, so we don't have any questions so far. So I'm going to go ahead and we are going to switch to Lightroom training. So Lightroom mobile. Actually, there is someone in the chat now.
Yeah, actually, Heather, I just did too, and I think that's what we need to do.
Yeah, update your app for sure. And mine are kind of glitchy, so it's just going to take a couple of weeks for it to completely roll out. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of that. And now if you are following along and you can just hear the audio and you can pull up your email, actually, I don't know if you're on your phone or your computer, but if you have your phone next to you, open up your email. You should have an email from me this morning in your Highgarden account.
So Tracy asked, Reels doesn't show up on Facebook for some, probably an update.
Yeah, it's probably an update thing. If you want to update Instagram, check on your settings and see if Instagram needs an update. It may also take a couple of like weeks, like I said, for it to roll out to everyone. I'm pretty sure it just popped up over the weekend. Did anyone see it before that? Did you guys notice it?
I did notice mine. But
Okay.
I update my stuff usually.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just try to update and see what happens. If not, you'll probably just have to wait a little bit and Facebook will it'll eventually pop through. Any more questions? I'll give it a minute. Do you guys have any questions here? No? Okay. Okay, so if you're not on your phone and your phone is near you, go to this email that I sent this morning where the Zoom link was. Also, I would hope that most of you have already downloaded Lightroom. If not, you can always come back. We're recording this and we're gonna send it out for you guys to watch too. So I'm gonna go ahead. There's not another question there, is there? Okay. All right, I'm just gonna click on one of these buttons here. These are presets for Lightroom. These are real estate presets. There's 4 interior and 1 exterior. I could not tell you which one is which right now, so you're just gonna have to remember. So I'm gonna go ahead and download the first one here. Now I have an iPhone, so if you have a different phone brand, I guess, phone system and Android, it might be a little bit different when it comes to these actions. So for iPhone user, I'm going to click on this picture and hold my finger down on it, and save to camera roll option pops up. So I'm just going to click OK. It's going to take in a minute. These files are pretty big and hefty, which is why they came through on a Google Drive option. Okay, so if you have downloaded Lightroom, go ahead and open that app up. It is a free app.
Is it the presets for Lightroom one, or there's mine pops up Adobe Lightroom or presets for Lightroom? This one?
Okay, is everyone with me? Okay, so what we're going to do is create an album here. So you see where it says album right there at the top, like there's library, all photos, and then album. Then there's a plus sign to the right, a white plus sign. Click on that white plus sign. I'm going to say create a new album. And I'm just going to put presets. You can put real estate presets, however you want to name it is fine. Actually, I've already used that. I'll do presets too. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that album I've created, preset 2. And at the bottom right, you see the blue little signs, the plus sign button at the bottom right. I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to select from camera roll, because we are uploading this it's a very weird process, but just follow me here. Click on camera roll. Okay, you see the top 5 pictures. That is how your presets will show up when you download them. So that's how they show up in your camera roll, because your camera roll doesn't read this type of file. So I'm going to select the very top left picture because that's the most recent one. And I'm going to click add at the bottom right in the blue. Okay, now you see an actual picture popped up. I'm going to select that. So at the top right corner, there is a circle, a white circle with 3 dots. You're going to click on that and hit create preset. Okay, then I'm going to name this preset outdoor spring. This whole Zoom won't be as complicated, I promise. This is just the hardest part. And then preset group, I'm gonna create a new preset group and say real estate presets. Check on that. Okay, so now we have a saved preset for outdoors. This is the one I like to use in spring. It kind of balances out the greens. It's obviously to my taste, and I can show you kind of how to adjust all those things. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and download another one of the presets with you because I want an indoor one as well. I'm gonna show you how everything kind of works here. So I'm gonna back out into my email. I'm gonna download that second one. Remember, I'm going to push on it, save to camera roll, okay. And I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to go back into Lightroom. This picture is already here in the gallery, is already created. So at the top left, I'm going to hit that back arrow. And at the bottom right, the little blue plus sign, I'm going to click on that again, add from camera roll. I'm going to click on the top left black screen picture, I guess, again. Bottom right, hit add. Okay, so now I'm going to select that one that says interior. Up at the top right again, the circle with the 3 dots, I'm going to hit create preset. And interior preset 1. Check that. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I did that a little incorrectly. I'm going to do that again. I didn't select the group. Interior preset 1. User, and then preset group, real estate presets. Okay. So now we have saved an indoor and an outdoor. And then for the rest of the presets, you'll follow suit and do the same thing over and over. I didn't want to make you guys go through all that pain right now. I'm going too fast. Okay. Where do you need me to slow down at? Do you want me to, I can download another one and do it again. Okay. That's what I'll do. Okay. So go back into the email. I'm going to click on the 3rd preset. Okay, I'm going to hold it down, save to camera roll. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go back into Lightroom. I'm going to, at the bottom right, hit that plus sign. So the camera is on the, talking about the blue sticker at the bottom, the camera sign is on the right, the plus sign is on the left. I'm going to touch that left plus sign, add from camera roll. And I'm going to select the far picture in the far top left corner. And then at the bottom right, hit add. So interior 2 popped up. So I'm going to select interior 2. At the top right corner, there's a circle with 3 dots. Going to press that. And then create preset. It's kind of midway through that menu. I'm going to select create preset. And I'm going to hit preset group with the arrow down so we use the preset. And I'm going to say click on the check mark in the top right corner, the little white check mark. And there you have it. So now we have saved presets. Are there any more questions? Okay, yeah, there's a lot. Okay, can you, I cannot see that screen. Can you guys read them to me?
So go to your file tell them to go to files on iPhone. I had to do that. Go to file. You'll see the thing that you just downloaded. If you click on the picture, then you can hit save to camera roll or save photo.
And I would remind them, like, I know even on my key, and it's because they're so big. the files.
Yeah, okay,
So I downloaded that picture.
yeah.
I hit that create preset isn't set from a single photo.
Hang on just one second. Let me go back to this question. Can you read that question again to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I can't get it to save to my photos, just to copy the photos, but I can't get anything to download. That's what Kristen was saying, is when I have to go to your files.
Okay, okay,
Go to your.
okay.
It's
Can,
Yeah.
I'll just type it.
yeah, thank you. Okay, she's gonna type in the answer. It can be a little complicated. Okay, perfect. Okay, any other questions? I know that's a very complicated process there. Let me see.
No, it's really nice now. Once you-
Yeah,
once
this
you
is,
buy it,
yeah,
it's
once
super
you,
fast.
once you download all of these, you're gonna have them and you don't have to ever do this again, but I figured the most complicated thing we should do together. So now, if I'm gonna wait just a few more seconds, if anyone has any more questions, because we're gonna move on from this. She has an Apple phone and, okay. All the different updates have just different features.
So I just added that.
Send it to you. We just need to download it.
Any more
Yeah,
questions
it's
over there, Sarah?
So
Are there any
I
more?
hit that.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and, so now we're gonna talk functionality and how to actually use all of this, now that we've gotten past that. So at the top left, you're gonna see an arrow button for the back to back up. So we're gonna back up out of that. And now I'm going to, once again, create a new album. So this would be like, okay, I've taken photos of a house or anything, and I'm going to edit them. So you've taken photos and now you're going to edit them and bring them in from your camera roll to edit, okay? So you're gonna hit that plus button next to albums at the top, kind of top right-ish. And then create new album. And then we will HRE. Creating album. So I'm gonna click on that album that I just created. This album is empty. So again, it's the same process as we did when we uploaded the presets. At the bottom right, you're gonna select your photos. You're gonna click the bottom blue plus button. So I'm gonna pull in from camera roll. And I'm gonna pull in an interior and an exterior photo. Okay, so speaking of the feed here, so this is everything in your camera roll. So those top 7 black pictures are all presets. And if you look at this row of like white images, at the top right, you're gonna see a little like video sign. I guess it's like a film sign, technically is what it would be. That means it's video. So if it has that little film sign or film little icon on the top right, that means it's a video and you don't want to pull it into Lightroom, because Lightroom will only edit photos. So I'm gonna go find an interior and an exterior picture. I shot this of a house last night, so I'm just gonna pull kind of what can work here. Where's the front of the house? Okay, so I'm gonna pull, those are videos. Hang on, I gotta scroll a little far here. Are there any more questions while I'm scrolling? Okay, we'll pull this one. And then I'll pull a kitchen. Okay, so add. All right, I'm gonna click on the exterior picture first. So at the bottom of the screen, those are all your editing tools. So the first one we're gonna go to, actually it's at the bottom center, it's called presets. Is everybody with me? Okay, so I'm gonna select presets. I think I put my, actually no, here, real estate. I'm gonna select which album I'm gonna pull my presets from. So real estate presets. And then I'm gonna select outdoor spring. Okay, now see if I go up to the top, if I go up to the picture and I push on it, it'll show you what it looks like before, and I'm gonna let my finger up, and that's what it looks like after. Now, not every time that you use a preset, it's gonna be perfectly lit and the balance and all that's gonna be perfect. So we have to do some adjustments. So I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. I think it is way too blown out for my taste. It's too light. So at the bottom here, or at the little real estate presets menu, I'm gonna hit, at the bottom, I'm gonna hit X because I'm gonna back out of that. So you can still, oh, you know what? It didn't, hang on, sorry, got actually, sorry, hit outdoor spring and then hit the check mark at the bottom right. I'm so sorry. So you select your preset, hit the check mark at the bottom right. Okay. Now I'm gonna push my finger on it again. Okay, that did something. So it's a little too bright. So at the bottom, does everybody see where it says light? It kind of has a sunshine icon down there. Is everybody with me? You with me? Okay. I'm going to select light. And this is where you can deal with your exposure, your contrast, and your highlights. So if I'm on the slider, hit exposure, that's going to be way too bright. Bring it back down. And at the top, you can see how much you're adjusting. See at the very top, it says exposure. That means I'm adding exposure, making it brighter. When I go to the left, it makes it a lot darker. Okay. So I'm just gonna push it where I think is, where I like it essentially, because this is all kind of according to taste. And I always like will put my finger on the picture and push down to see like, am I making sure the tones are right? Am I making sure it looks true to the house? Especially on the interior, you don't want to make the walls look green or purple or any other color than what they are. You want to keep it as true to the image as you possibly can. So the contrast slider, that adds more darkness and depth. That adds more, like takes away the contrast and the detail. I like it kind of in the middle there. And then the highlights, that makes your, you know, the whiter parts whiter and then darker. So that is the basics of the exterior, like an exterior edit. I can take that a little step further and click on color. So next to the light icon at the bottom, to the right of that is color. We're going to keep it super simple and just stick to what's in front of us and not go in any more details because this can get pretty in depth. So if you look at an image and you're like, okay, that's way too blue, you can use these sliders to make them warm or a little cooler. Like I said, always kind of reference back to see what the original like color looks like on the house. Make sure you're staying true to the color on the house. And so this will mess with a lot of your green, you know, your greens on your grass, the pinks. The picture looks pretty balanced the way it is. So I'm not gonna mess with any of that. I just kind of want to show you where that's at. And then I'm not going to go into the detail of it, but this is where you can really control a lot of the colors. But I think we should kind of stick to the basics for now. You can definitely go back and play with that. Okay, so there's the interior. And then I'm going to go back, hit that top left arrow button, and we're going to grab an interior photo. So does anyone have any questions as far as this? Any questions? Okay. All right. I'm going to hit back. Then I'm going to select that interior photo. Now it was dark yesterday, so bear with me here. So we're going to click on your presets at the bottom. And here's where you kind of play and see what works best. So I only downloaded 2 of them. I'm actually going to go into my presets so I can pull all 4 of them that you guys have. Yeah, I've imported these too many times. So you can see the difference. Interior 1, what it does to that. Interior 2. Interior 3. That's a little too contrasted for that house. And interior 4. None of these look terrible. This one has a little more green in it. I don't love that. I typically go for interior 3 because I like just the color balance on it. I'm just gonna roll with it. So for me, okay, sorry, let me back up a little bit. I didn't mean to go so fast on that. Okay, so I selected my presets at the bottom right. I'm gonna hit that check button. Okay, so back to the bottom, I'm gonna hit that light button and I'm gonna adjust the exposure and the contrast. So it might look a little bright right now. See how that works? Up and down. It's a little too contrasted for me. It's actually not too bad. Okay, so for the sake of time, I won't mess with the colors too much, but I can kind of show you here. So if it was too cool, like watch the ceiling, it's kind of looking a little green up there. So if I add more yellow, more blue, I feel like it's pretty okay. I see how green that gets in some images and some paint colors, especially in the grays, it'll look green. And I tend to add a little bit of pink to my images, but again, that's my preference. So I'm going to X out of that. So you kind of swipe down on it. And here's the next and probably final trick and tip I'll show you. It is called the geometry button or the geometry tool. So at the bottom, you're going to scroll over and you're going to see the button that's called geometry. You with me on that one? Okay. So I'm going to hit geometry. This will straighten things out. So there's kind of an auto feature that'll do it automatically, but it's not always accurate because it is kind of AI. So if you like have a picture that you've taken from an angle and you like it, this might overcorrect it and take up too much of your image. Okay, so at the screen here, it says upright and off next to each other. So I'm going to click that off button and I'm going to click auto. Okay. So I did that. And then I'm going to see the constrain crop button. I'm going to hit that constrain crop button and everything that I do so it keeps my crop right. See how it kind of straightened that out and brought the image a little more to us? That's it. So do you guys want me to go through another edit again? Can you see that screen? Do you want me to go through another interior edit? I guess I will. If you don't, I didn't. What time is that?
36.
It's what?
1:36.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead. Everything, I'm going to go through another interior edit for you guys. So I'm going to hit that back arrow button. I'm going to hit the plus bottom right sign or plus sign at the bottom right, the blue one from camera roll. Okay. And I'm going to just scroll through real fast and find an interior. Let's do a bathroom because those are tricky. I'll show you that it'll be good to see the geometry tool in this bathroom. Okay. Clicked on my picture. I'm going to go to my presets first at the bottom, click on presets. I'm going to see which one matches up the best. So you'll have all of these presets, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 exterior. So I'm just going to kind of see what they look like. That doesn't look bad. 1. Now 2 looks a little green. 1, 2, I don't like 2. That looks a little more blue. I still like 1 on this. Let me see what 4 looks like. 4 isn't bad. I think I like 1 the best. So I'm going to show you what it looks like before, after, brightens everything up. I think it's okay color balance wise, so I'm not going to really do anything to it. I am going to go to that geometry tool, the bottom, and I'm going to hit upright and then select auto. See how much of that it chopped of my picture. There's where the geometry doesn't really work well. Yeah, I wanted to show you that to you guys. So I'm going to hit off. And then if you want to do a crop, like if you want to kind of adjust it yourself, right here is where you do that. So I'm gonna get the door out of here. Also here. So I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna go back to crop. Kind of back up what I did. Select the crop button. The bottom left, you see that 4-3, you have 4-3, free, straighten, rotate, flip, horizontal, flip, vertical. Select the left, that left 4 times 3. Or that's your original. You want to keep, that will keep your dimensions the same when you start messing with the crop. Does that make sense? Actually, it didn't keep it. Hang on, it went to custom. Original, there we go. Okay. Way it keeps bouncing back. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. 4-3. There we go. Okay, and you can kind of adjust the balance. I always like to look at lines in the room. Now, this is one of those cases of the weird image and the lines not all being straight. So the Lightroom didn't recognize that really. And you just kind of have to make those judgments yourself on those kinds of things. But that is it. Do we have any questions? Actually, I'm going to show you how to export really quick. So say you did all of your editing and you're done. At the top right, you'll see 3 little buttons, 3 dots, hit that. And then the very top selection, select photos. I'm going to click on that. Now you can either select your photos, or you can just push this button at it says HRE training album. You can select the whole album and hit done. Oh, hang on, whoops. I was meaning to do something with that. Hang on, select photos there. And then at the bottom, once they're all selected, you see where it says add to, move to, share, remove. You want to hit share. And then you can export to camera roll. Okay, and then I'll go back in my camera roll. If I can find it, yeah, but where are they? It actually, hang on, let me go into recents. You want to go into recents on this. And there will be. Otherwise, if you just look in the whole camera roll, the photos will go back into the original date and the chronological date. But if you check your recents folder, they'll be right there because that's where you downloaded from. Okay, that is all I have on my end. Does anyone have any questions? Or did I go too fast in certain sections? You'd like me to redo it? Sarah?
Kathy,
Yes.
that last section on saving / exporting, I was trying to follow along and I got lost.
Yep, let's do it again. Okay. So I'm going to go back into Lightroom. Okay, so at the top it says HRE training album. Oh, hang on, sorry. Hang on, let me back up. Okay, before you do any of that, top right, there's 3 buttons, the 3 dots up there at the top. Select that. And then you're going to select photos for downloading. So you want to hit select photos. You can either hit, you can check the HRE training album. You see how it has a little box next to it. So that is me touching that button and it highlights everything. So if you don't want to select everything, maybe you have some images you don't want to use, you can just touch them individually. Okay. And the bottom bar button, there's add to, move to, share, and remove. You want to hit share and hit export to camera roll.
Got it. Thank you.
Got it? Okay. One more thing I will show you. So you can, so if you, typically if I have shot a house, I will like check like through my presets, I'll pull an interior picture and an exterior picture, and I'll do the presets on those. Okay. I'm just going to add some photos to this album to kind of show you a little bit deeper. You can copy and paste so you're not hitting presets and adjusting your colors on every single image. So this is a huge time saver. So I'm just going to add some photos. I'll just add some interior to show you. Okay, add. Okay, so you see the picture of the kitchen. I like the tone of that. Typically, the house has the same, I use the same preset for the entire house. I might have to adjust it in some rooms, but typically the same light bulbs are used, the paint color, the decor is typically the light coming in is very much the same. Now basements are the exception because they're typically different color and underground. So say I like this kitchen picture and I like the colors, I'm going to use that for all of my images. So I'm going to select that kitchen picture. And at the top right, the circle with the 3 dots, I'm going to click on that and I'm going to hit copy settings. So everybody with me on that? Okay, I'm going to hit copy settings. And then at the top right, you're going to hit that check button. That's just all the things you're going to copy. Check button. And then I'm going to back out of this. I'm going to hit those top buttons at the top 3 dots again, because then I'm going to select photos to paste it to. Okay. So I'm hitting those top 3 buttons and I'm going to select my photos again. I'm going to select the photos that don't have the presets that are the interior. And at the bottom, you see that paste option pops up. Hit paste. Are you sure you want to paste these to all 8? Apply, yes. And you see all the images are changing colors. Actually, an easier way to copy this, let me show you this again. Okay, is everybody with me on the copy and paste? Okay, so say back up to as if I didn't just do that. Select your kitchen image that you want to paste everything to. At the bottom, you see that copy option highlights. I can hit copy and then that copied it. And then I can go hit select these again and hit paste. Does that make sense? Do I need to walk through that again? Is that too fast? Good. It was too fast, Andy. I'll do it again, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna select that kitchen picture again. And at the very bottom, because I like the tones of that, and I'm just gonna take it through the whole house and see what it looks like. Because typically you don't have to make minor adjustments if you find the right preset. So I'm gonna hit copy. And then I'm gonna select my other images that I'm going to paste it to. So then I'm going to select all the other pictures of the house that I want that preset to go on. Then I'm going to hit paste, apply. And done. Is that better? Okay. Okay. That's all I have. I think, we could go on this all day. We can go in depth, maybe in our next training a little bit more on this if you guys want to. Professional photography is always preferred. In a pinch, this is great. Or if you're at a house that, at a showing and you take an interior picture that you want to use, or at like a model home, you can use this tool for that. Or just pictures of your everyday life. These presets are great for the interior of your house. But if anyone have any other questions? I know it was kind of like a speed round there. Are there any other questions, Rich, or do you see any other questions pop up on there?
I have a question. Are you doing this all on your iPhone?
Yes. This is all done.
Is there a way to do it on a laptop?
There is that. That would be the Lightroom full-on Lightroom software. It's not going to look like this. This is just from your phone, less equipment. But yes, you can edit from Lightroom in an app on there. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have the great rest of the day. Thanks for listening to all that. I hope you all learned something, and tag High Garden in all your photos. Have a great day.
Thanks, Jesse.
You're welcome. Okay. Did you learn something, Chrissy?
Yeah, I don't know why my thing wasn't working.
Let me check it out.
Was it the preset? We need. Thingamajig.
What system was that?
Light-
Sorry, can you-
Lightroom.
Lightroom.
Lightroom Mobile, it's free. It's free.
No, I don't know
Well,
what's wrong
my
with it.
favorite. What was it? Where you adjusted the position